Very good morning, ma'am.
So with your permission, shall we start the session, ma'am?
Sure, definitely, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Good morning and a warm welcome to one and all present here, both physically as well as in online mode. On behalf of MIT Institute of Biotechnology, MIT University, Rajasthan, I, Dr. Vijay Chaudhary, once again welcome you all to 1 week advanced training program on new horizons in food and biotechnology for sustainable development. Today, we have a scientist who became an entrepreneur, Dr. Pooja Dubey Pandey, to enlighten us, and she has agreed to share with us her vast knowledge in the field of research and entrepreneurship. Dr. Pooja ma'am will be delivering a talk on transforming waste into sustainable future through mushroom technology. Now, let me introduce Dr. Pooja Pandey ma'am. Before that, ma'am, kindly accept our virtual floral greetings. Thank you for accepting our invitation and joining us today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Let me introduce Pooja, ma'am. Dr. Pooja Dubey is the founder and director at BETI, Biotechnology Era Transforming India, Innovative Private Limited, Indore. The vision of BETI is upscaling tradition scientifically, and the mission of BETI is to eradicate malnutrition and pollution. During her entrepreneurship journey, Dr. Pooja Dubey Pandey has been working on agri-waste to wealth, solving malnutrition and pollution problems. Dr. Pooja has developed the technology to replace thermocol using agri-waste. She has developed value-added products from mushrooms and other superfoods, tissue culture and manufacturing quality spawn mushroom seeds under strict laboratory conditions and mushroom production. Dr. Pooja Pandey supervised lab and field-based dissertation and research projects for students and conducted professional business-oriented training on mushroom cultivation and tissue culture techniques. She has also been working on various environment and malnutrition problems. Dr. Pooja Dubey Pandey also has vast research experience in the field of virology. As part of her research and training, Dr. Pooja has worked at National Environmental Engineering Research Institute, Nagpur, Maharashtra, High Security Animal Disease Laboratory, Indian Veterinary Research Institute, Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh, National Institute of Virology, Pune, Advanced Center for Treatment, Research and Education in Cancer, Tata Memorial Center, Navi Mumbai, Maharashtra. She has also worked as assistant professor in Department of Biotechnology at Sri Sathya Sai College for Women, Bhopal, and SPMIPS College, Indore, before starting her entrepreneurship journey. Dr. Pooja Dubey Pandey has been the recipient of several awards and honors like Young Scientist Award, Fellowship for Training at National Institute of Virology, Pune, Best Startup Idea Award, and FarmTech Asia Krishi Seva Puraskar, to name a few. Dr. Pooja has also published many research papers in various journals of national and international repute. She has also been continuously demonstrating the technologies in various exhibitions. Thank you so much, ma'am, for in agreeing to enlighten your experience with all the participants today. Now I invite Dr. Pooja Dubey Pandey, ma'am, to deliver her talk. Thank you, ma'am. I'll stop sharing the screen, ma'am, so that you can share your screen.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
Very good. And am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. It is. You are audible, and your screen is also visible, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. First of all, I'm very much thankful to MIT University and the eminent scientists and faculties and the directors for providing me this wonderful opportunity to spread the knowledge and whatever I have learned and to share with you all. And as you have already introduced very nicely about me, so my company name is Beti Innovative Private Limited, and currently today we are going to discuss about transforming waste into sustainable future food through mushroom biotechnology. But before starting that, I would like to highlight more about our work. Like already, ma'am has told the vision of our company, because after leaving my job, like I wanted to utilize my knowledge, my experience to bring up the old traditions, the scientific part, but utilizing the biotechnology experience, how it can help us and the whole world in upscaling the traditions in the scientific way. But it is a very broad vision which I have planned for future, because I'm having plant tissue culture, virus culture experiences and all. So with initially what I started with, I thought of starting to have a mission for a one by one, like 10-year target will be there. Like one by one, we will be solving on different problems. The idea came just because people always ask me like how you got the idea of starting your own entrepreneurship. I was a simple academician and into research, but I was always feeling like the things what we are doing in the laboratory are not reaching to lab from lab to ground level to the people as soon as possible. I wanted to bring the things at the ground level as soon as possible. So this was the motto and the like motivation behind this, and I was seeing that there is in cancer and many various diseases, like pollution and malnutrition are playing a very very important role. So I thought of utilizing my knowledge and my experience and to give back something to the nature and the society, and I started with Beti. Beti stands for Biotech Era Transforming India, and later on it became Beti Innovative Private Limited. So, like in 2019, although we faced the challenge of COVID, but when you enter into entrepreneurship, you start learning to reinvent the wheel. And like this, these things help us out to sustain in this field. And like as you have already seen the topic, that transforming waste into sustainable future through mushroom biotechnology. So this idea of mushroom came into my mind just because I found this as a solution for both malnutrition as well as pollution, which was completely fitting well into my mission what I had planned for 10 years, giving back to the society. Although there are many other missions I have planned for, as you will come to know about my objectives, they are broad vision. So, but the first mission I have taken to eradicate malnutrition and pollution from our country as well as the whole world. So, Beti came up here, and I started the laboratory, basically spawn laboratory. So, this is about Beti. Like the first objective was to manufacture the best quality of mushroom spawn, because when I said that I want to start from mushroom, and mushroom in mushroom I found the solution for both pollution and malnutrition. At that time, I found that there is a one thing lacking in this field, and that was the good quality of spawn. And spawn means the seeds of mushrooms. Okay, so technically it is known as a spawn, and I look back about my experience, my knowledge, so I found it very much suitable to start with, because I was having tissue culture experience, virus culture and experience, laboratory experience, DSL4 laboratory experience. So what I did,
Ma'am,
yes,
excuse
ma'am.
me. Sorry for interruption. Actually, I would like to tell you about that you are not visible to the audience.
Actually, after sharing the screen, even I am also not able to see you all. Just let me see. Just a minute.
Yeah.
Although this,
Because you
okay.
have to take the photographs of the session.
Yeah,
That
yeah, video was off actually. I was not knowing that. Now I will be visible. I hope I am visible now. Am
oh,
I visible?
madam is visible. No, ma'am. Just share the screen, and then you will be visible.
I have already, just a minute.
You stop share and share it again. The whole screen you have to share.
Okay.
Now you are visible.
Now I'm visible. So should I share it again?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so now am I audible and visible? Both things are perfect. Hope so.
Ma'am, once you start sharing, there is some issue. We are able to see only your name, but not your face.
Okay, but the screen is visible.
Yeah, screen and the slide is visible, but you are not visible as such. Slide is visible.
Okay, then what can I do? What should I do? Just guide me. In case, like if I stop sharing, then only just a minute.
Yeah. Yeah,
Just let me
now
check.
you are visible,
And
but
now,
by the moment you start sharing the slide, then your camera goes off. I don't know why.
maybe this is in Zoom. Earlier also it was happening, only happening with me.
No, it has happened only with you, ma'am.
Oh, okay, okay.
It
So
is that you're sharing from your phone?
yeah, because I was just traveling now, so my system and everything is was not with me.
Okay, okay. I think then that is the issue because once you start sharing, then your
Yeah,
video goes off.
yeah. Maybe that will be the issue.
Maybe that could
So
be the
should
issue.
I continue like that?
Yeah, ma'am. Then please continue.
Okay, okay. Thank you, ma'am. So I was telling that
Excuse me,
the
ma'am.
about
Sorry
the
to stop you again. Can you
yeah.
do one thing that can you stop sharing for a minute so that we can take your photograph when your face is visible?
Sure. Just a minute, ma'am. Am I visible now?
Yeah. Let me. Uh, but now the thing is, okay, but I think you have shared your not, but your shape face is
I
coming
will
late.
stop
Yeah,
sharing.
right now fine, ma'am. Right now fine. Let us just
Okay.
take it. Yeah, just 1 second. Let us take a photograph. Yes, Shweta ma'am. Done. Okay, ma'am. Yeah. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Just a minute. Okay. Am I audible now?
Fine, ma'am. Yes, you are audible. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So the thing was that like if I wanted to start with mushrooms to solve the problem of malnutrition and pollution, then there was always a requirement of a good quality of spawn. Spawn means the seeds of mushroom technically. As mushroom is a fungus, so to grow the mycelium and all, I will tell you about that in the next slide. So I started with mushroom spawn laboratory. I was having experience of BSL4, so I was successfully able to convert my ground floor portion of my house into a mushroom spawn laboratory when I started at that time. And currently, like we have moved on to another laboratory also. Like we have a big facility now for spawn production. But still, that house facility is still there. We do the R&D facility there itself because as I told that innovation is the key and you need to reinvent the wheel to sustain in entrepreneurship. What I learned from my experience, if you don't keep on innovating, you will be out of the market. So there is always a requirement of having some USP in your product and some innovative varieties and all, besides the thought of serving to the nation and the society. So another thing like what we were doing through mushroom was we were utilizing waste, agri waste mainly to and converting into wealth. So we will be focusing more on these points in the coming slides. The next thing was like I wanted to start something related to biotechnology. When I was in this field, it took a lot of time, most of the for the students to decide what to do, where to go, and like people suggest that if you are from biotechnology background, either you have to go out of India, then only there is a good scope. But I wanted to prove that no, it's not like that. Biotechnology means entrepreneurship automatically. So like whatever you study, whatever chapters you are studying, the course you are studying, there is always one topic which leads to an entrepreneurship. So when I was doing my masters at that time, there was a topic single cell proteins, and I read about mushrooms, and I went through different institute also at that time. Single cell proteins included spirulina and mushroom. So these are the best sources of protein. So out of that mushroom, I found to be the suitable one, which was suiting best what I was thinking about to implement. Next, so this was like that. I started for dissertation also. Now students are coming to my lab also. They are doing R&D work, and for 6 months they are coming, and we are planning for publication as well. So another thing was I told you that already that to eradicate malnutrition and pollution. So this was the main concern, and besides that, always I had in mind to consider the environment safety while working, because when you talk about sustainability, these all things are included in that naturally. So this is my working place, like laboratory where I work. I have students. They come and join our lab. We enjoy doing R&D and developing new techniques and technology. And this is the picture of a mushroom spawn and the milky mushroom, the biggest species which we not only see the variety of this one is having different sizes. So this was the biggest mushroom we got last year. So we clicked the picture, and we produce like we manufacture all the varieties of mushroom spawn, extending from the edible varieties to the medicinal ones as well. So we maintain the culture bank for all. And this is like we are converting agri waste. We are utilizing the agri waste to grow different varieties of mushrooms. This is my daughter Era, and like you can see in this picture, like oyster mushrooms and button mushrooms. I will tell you about this in the coming slides, about the varieties of mushrooms. So we provide the training of mushroom cultivation and the consultancy services also. Recently, we had visitors and trainees from Israel, and now this year some from Bangladesh and South Africa and all. So like Beti has gone global now, and you can see this is button mushroom. We have like been working to on the technologies which can be done by the small scale farmers as well, so that if someone is interested to start mushroom cultivation from their home, so we keep on standardizing that method and doing it by ourselves as well. We are working with our trainees and farmers. So we develop the technique, and we work on always low budget technology. Besides those, for those also, those who are interested in big production, for them also, but not only those people, but we are training to the smart farmers also, those who are not having big budget, because this is a seasonal and non-seasonal both kind of farming, and it is soilless farming, vertical farming, which can be grown, the mushrooms can be grown in small scale area in houses itself. And after the mushroom cultivation, like whatever waste is left behind, you can see the pink variety of mushrooms here. This is my husband, Mr. Pradeep. He has also joined Beti. He's a microbiologist, and like he's having marketing experience also. So I got the support from him as well. And this is my daughter. Like we grow pink oyster mushrooms as well, the spawns and all. These are the colored varieties. Many people even don't know that there are colored varieties of mushrooms. And the plates you can see which are carrying mushroom. I told you that our objectives are also to work with the concern of environment safety. So whatever plates and packaging we were using for mushroom packaging, I wanted to replace the thermocol and the plastic. So I have developed this technology also after cultivation, like we say SMS, spent mushroom substrate. You can see this is the thermocol packaging. The mushrooms are packed, and we have developed this one. This is made up of agri waste only. This the plate you can see carrying the mushroom. So to replace the thermocol and the plastic one, although we have not gone up to commercialization level, we have standardized this technology, and like we are at the MVP stage. We are doing the trials with the farmers and our customers to see the feedback about these products, and we are getting good results out of that, and like we are getting demand for cutleries as well. So we are working, as I told, we always keep on re-innovating. So we are working on that part also. So not only that, but also with the mushrooms, like we work on different type of applications like dehydrated mushrooms, because people are struggling to market the product. So that was the reason to come up with some value added products as well with the mushrooms. So this is the dehydrated form of the oyster mushroom. This is sun exposed. When it is exposed with the sunlight, it prepares vitamin D. So it is a very good source, as you all know that so there is no other vegetarian source of vitamin D. So mushrooms are the best vegetarian source of vitamin D besides the protein, carbohydrate, protein, and mineral content of this. This is the special thing the mushrooms are providing to us. And after dehydrating, we have converted it into powders also. So once it is converted into powder, like people are saying, as per the customer feedback, we work, we develop, and we bring the changes in the product as per the customer suggestions and demand. Like they say that we are not like they don't like the dehydrated one, then we like they want to take the benefit of mushroom, but some people they consider mushroom as non-vegetarian food. They don't know that this is a vegetarian food. Mushroom is a fungus, and some people don't like the taste, while some are fond of mushroom. So there are different type of people, but we to sustain in the market, we keep on working as per the market demand. So we converted the dehydrated mushroom into powders also, and this powder is also being consumed by the consumers and the customers, and it is also supplied to the gyms also. And recently, like there was an article also in Dainik Bhaskar that there is a 99-year-old man who is consuming mushroom and he is able to build up his good muscle. So it boosted the demand of mushroom powders as well. Although it can be included in our daily diet, just like the simple coriander powder, turmeric powder we are using in daily food. So let food be your medicine. On that concept, we are developing these products, and this is the final packaging of mushroom powder we supply, and this is the product which like I thought of developing some combination based product from mushroom. Not only mushroom, because mushroom is a superfood, but I also wanted to include some other superfoods. Mushroom was not having vitamin A and iron, so I thought of including something which makes it a complete food. So I developed this product named as Some More, and since last 2 years we are getting wonderful response of this product because it tastes just like Maggi masala. So if you visit our YouTube channel or our Facebook Beti Mushrooms, there are so many feedbacks from consumers and customers, because we got the opportunity from Madhya Pradesh startup cell to exhibit at India International Trade Fair, World Food India. So this helps us out to study the the changes what are required in the product, and like how much people are accepting our product and what they want, what is their expectation, like they want only taste, they want the health also. So we came to know after going to such exhibitions that yes, people are not only interested with taste, they are also concerned after COVID. Since COVID, they are also concerned about the health. So this is a like ready to use masala or seasoning, you can say, which is a combination of mushroom and moringa powder, moringa leaves powder. So it contains vitamin A, vitamin D, protein, calcium. So like they were happy, people were happy because in the chaat masalas and all, they are only having a taste. But with this some more, they were also able to get the health benefits. So this is a tasty health maker masala. So you can try it, even it is available on our website. And these are the products, like I told you, that whatever waste was left behind after mushroom cultivation, I was thinking this is also one kind of waste generated, and I'm working to convert waste into wealth, into some useful products. And in Hindi we say कि हमने बनाया है अवशेष को कुछ विशेष. So we have developed not only edible products but also these kind of products to replace thermocol and plastic based products. And we are also getting good response from the customers when we exhibited. Like they were like we wanted to test in the market, like whether people are interested in such kind of products or not. So we got a very good response for these kind of products. You can see these products are available like on our website also. And here are all the pictures, and the Ganesha. This is the fridge magnet and all. These are the coasters of Betty, and these are the packaging tray. Like still, we are continuously working to make it more beautiful and presentable. So you can see the changes also. Like earlier, the products were looking like this, and this is the at somewhat better. Yeah, someone wants to ask something. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. And like when you are working with so much dedication, so sometimes you also need motivation to keep on going. It gives an energy, just a push to go and work more and more. So recently, our respected Chief Minister Shri Shivraj Singh Chauhan appreciated Beti, and like on his Twitter, he told people about our work, what we are doing. It was really a honorable moment for us. And we got first prize at IIM. We were the first prize winner at I5 Summit for specifically the products, the innovative products which we have developed. And recently we got cash prize first village. We were the first prize winner at BNest also, the incubator of Smart City Bhopal, Madhya Pradesh. Like there were around 300 or 400 applications. Out of that, Beti got the first winner of this hackathon. And like we got the cash prize as well. And recently, I was very happy. I'm very happy to share that there was a coverage from Aajtak team, Good News channel, in Ravina Tandon show Desh Ki Baat Sunati Hu. The team came and they covered our story. You can see it on the YouTube also. If someone is interested, I can play the link here also if anyone is interested.
ये आपको लगा ना ये बड़ा कंफ्यूजिंग
Hello. Please, someone has switched on the mic. Please.
I request the participants to kindly mute your microphone. If you have any questions to ask, please raise your hand. Mr. Raj Kishore Sharma, sir. Mr. Raj Kishore Sharma, kindly mute your mic, please. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for the interference. Sorry, ma'am.
Okay, so yeah, no issues, no issues. It happens mostly. So these are some of the achievements I wanted to share with you all. Like ma'am has although already told, but some of them are, like there are so many like motivations I have got. So I wanted to just show you that like if you work with dedication, like people and the society also supports you. So not only the government, like the customers with whom we are working, they are very happy that we were when we were exhibiting at Delhi, they were always looking forward for some solution for parali. You may be knowing that parali is a very big issue in nowadays. So due to parali, there is a lot of pollution. Like they're not able to breathe properly. Schools are being closed. So people are always looking forward for some startups or through government to give some solution for that. And when we exhibited at Delhi last year also, this year also at IITF and World Food India, like people were so happy that they were ready to purchase our products, and they like this is the way like we developed our online customers, because our core specialization like market is of spawn, and still we are developing the market for the products based of mushrooms and creating awareness about mushrooms, because many people are not knowing the major benefits of mushrooms. So here I would like to highlight the most important benefits of mushroom consumption, and not only consumption but also cultivation. So I will tell you how mushrooms are helpful if you consume it in your diet, and not only consuming but also if you grow mushrooms, you are directly or indirectly doing some social work and giving some support to your nature and environment, because CO2 emission is high. As you know, global warming issue is there. So mushroom is going to play a very important role. So we know that in our Indian diet, major deficiencies are there of vitamin D, vitamin B12, vitamin A, protein. So these kind of deficiencies lead to different kind of issues in our body. And like many people are not knowing, like they're having vitamin D deficiency. As you may all be aware that since the COVID time, people have understood very well the importance of vitamin D, because it is not only a simple vitamin which is useful or helpful for the bone, but also for it is an immunity boosting vitamin. And also you would have seen in the advertisement like for Horlicks or any other product like which was energy drink. The mother used to say to her friend like if you are giving milk to your daughter or son, then how come the milk calcium can be used by the body? So they said we have come up with the 45 formula of vitamin D. So it suggests, and like it was an awareness video or advertisement which says that not only if you consume calcium through milk or any other mode, it is not used or utilized by the body unless vitamin D is not there. So vitamin D plays a very, very important role in many of the activities in our body and also helps in the maintaining our immunity. So many people are not knowing what are the symptoms, like how will they come to know that they are having deficiency of vitamin D. Recently, there was a survey in Indore itself. There were through a laboratory, and they came up with the conclusion then that there are more than 80% population having deficiency of vitamin D, and out of that major target was teachers, school teachers, because they stay in the schools and houses most of the time and they are not exposed with the sunlight. So why not to go and consume mushrooms when mushroom is a vegetarian source of vitamin D? And it is not only source of vitamin D, it also gives you protein, other vitamins, including vitamin B and minerals, and also folic acid, and many other important biomolecules. So, high prevalence of hypovitamin D is recognized globally, and it is widespread that vitamin D deficiency is around 74 to 96% among apparently healthy Indians of all age groups, and both sexes Indians have been reported from India. So this is a very important vitamin which has to be included in our diet, and which we can get it through mushrooms. And during the COVID time, government released this poster on through my government site that to boost immunity, your body's immune system protects you against illness, keeping your immunity health high helps fight COVID-19. So to boost your immunity, eat fruits and vegetables like mushrooms. So this was the first one to be mentioned here. So mushrooms, like government has also started supporting and creating awareness about the mushrooms, because now people slowly now people are also aware because of this. So these are the benefits of mushrooms. Like it is rich in protein. It is a good source of protein because it is having high essential amino acids with high digestibility. It is also containing selenium, and this kind of mineral is very much cardioprotective. And sorry, anti-cancer property is there, and also copper is also there in mushrooms, because we know the importance of copper. We used to drink water in copper-based containers. So it is a cardioprotective mineral. So these all things are already present in the mushrooms. And it is a very good source of vitamin B complex, vitamin C, and only vegetable source of vitamin D, as I already told. And besides this, it is a low calorific food with no cholesterol, no starch. Therefore, it is known as the delight of diabetics. And many, like I myself have experienced, like many people, those who are consuming mushrooms, either in the like those who are having deficiency of these things, they need definitely medication, but it is a thing which helps you, or it is a, like we should say, prevention, that you will not be deficient if you include mushroom in your diet in daily basis. But mostly, like people don't give the importance at that time when they are good in their health conditions. But once they face some issues, then only they will be exploring for the things which is good for their health and to overcome those problems. So at that time they will be ready to consume mushrooms. But before that, if you include your mushroom in your daily diet, you will not be facing such kind of problems. So this is a prevention based food, and it is having a high fiber, low sodium, low potassium. So it is good for BP patients, heart patients also. They if they consume mushrooms, it is cardioprotective. Okay, so these are the benefits of mushrooms. And you see, I told you that not only we should consume mushrooms in our daily diet, we should also learn to grow mushrooms, because growing mushrooms means you are using agriculture waste. So what is our strength? First, we will be knowing this, that this we are having varied agroclimatic conditions in our country. In our country, we are having huge agriculture waste available. You know, there is 700 metric ton of agriculture waste is available. So if we and also we are having good agroclimatic conditions, like we are having winter, summer, rainy season. So you can choose the mushroom varieties, mushroom types as per that. So if you choose that, then you can grow the mushrooms in low budget as well. So we teach the farmers, like if you don't have budget to grow expensive mushrooms, you can or you don't have budget to maintain the conditions to grow mushrooms, then you can choose the variety which can be grown in that particular season, because you don't have to maintain artificially the conditions, because for growing mushrooms you need proper humidity. As you would have seen that mushrooms naturally grow during the rainy season. So if you want to grow the mushroom, definitely the temperature is a concern. For like there are different varieties. I will tell you in the coming slides what all varieties are very commonly grown in India, and you can easily grow it at home as well through agri waste, and what are the conditions required to grow that particular kind of variety. Okay, so huge agriculture waste. This is our strength. I told that 700 metric ton of agriculture waste we are having, and we are farmers are not knowing. You know the about parali, the waste of paddy, that is not even consumed by the animals also. So it is like they don't know how to manage it, what to do with that, because they have to sow another seed. So they cannot maintain that agri waste. They cannot keep it with them. It will be occupying space, and it is used very less for some other purposes, like for animal consumption also. So why not to grow mushrooms out of that waste? Recently, I have visited Rajasthan, Kota part. I had some students also from that area, and they told that, ma'am, we are having enough mustard waste also. So I told them to collect all the kind of agri waste which is not taken by the people, or not consumed by the animals, and they have not, which are not converted into any other value added product. So apart from that, we chose that mustard waste, like we say, some Hindi term is also there. I'm not remembering exactly for mustard waste. Uh, Maybe after some time I'll remember. I will share. So that waste is also utilized. We tried in the laboratory at Beti that whether this is a good option, and already in Punjab and Haryana, the waste from mustard is also being used by some farmers to grow mushrooms. So we are already very much rich in agriculture climatic conditions. We are already very much rich in agriculture waste, and this is a lignocellulosic waste. Like mushrooms are having so strong enzymes that they can convert this kind of lignocellulosic waste into healthy proteins, into healthy vitamins. So why not to utilize and convert that agri waste, and eradicate the problem of pollution as well as the malnutrition. So we are having another strength of ours. As we say, in China and other countries, labor is not available. As compared to other countries, we have a cheap labor. This is the reason that China came up with more automation and all this. They are not having people, although they converted, they utilized more machines and the technology because of that. But we are having more working hands, so we can use that, and we can help our nature and environment directly or indirectly. And there is also wide biodiversity. Still, you may, I will share in the slide, coming slide, that there is so much wide diversity, biodiversity, not only in the field of plants and animals. It is all, there is a huge wide biodiversity in the field of mushrooms also. Like even I am also still learning day by day. This is such an unending field. If you keep on learning and learning, the whole life will be gone and it will not be completed. So, so still there are many varieties which are not explored, and even in our country, in our India, there are very like healthy mushrooms, and you can say many edible varieties also which are unexplored. So it has to be explored more and more, so that we will be having a rich library and biodiversity of mushrooms as well. And there is a huge market if explored because people have now started understanding the importance of mushrooms also since the time of COVID. They have understood that health is wealth ultimately. So they have what I experienced during my exhibitions, like people are ready to purchase the products, they are ready to pay for their health, not only for the taste. So we came up with more and more innovative products, and this is such a wide field. Only we are not alone. It's through us only it is not possible to do such a big task because we are having so much of quantity of waste being produced in India. So more and more people are required to come into this industry, to come and work in this field, so that more awareness will be created and more consumption will be there of mushrooms and more production of mushrooms will be there. So if we see the scenario, so the current production is only 0.23 metric tons. This is when compared with the whole world. So we are doing very, very less production. And button mushroom is the one which is being produced or consumed at 70%, like highest one is there. In demand also, in production also, 70% market and consumption is of button mushroom. And besides that, there are other varieties. People are not even aware. If I go to any hotel, I ask for mushroom, and if I ask for some variety, they will say that only this is the mushroom which we are having, which we use in the pizzas and the mushroom curries and all. They only know button mushroom, and even they don't know the name of that variety. If you will ask them which variety is this, they won't be able to tell you. They will simply say, yes, this is mushroom. I don't know anything else about that. So there is lot of requirement of creating awareness that yes, if any farmer is interested in growing other varieties of mushrooms, and if he goes to market, people are not able to identify that mushroom as a mushroom. They are saying that this is something else. This is not mushroom. So for the same thing happens with the chef and all. So everyone has to be educated, like in the pharma field, in the hotel industry, in the medical industry, even many doctors, nutritionists, they are also to be educated about the benefits of mushroom, because whenever people talk about vitamin D, protein, many people skip about mushrooms. They don't know, or they may be knowing, or they are not sharing. Like people are, we have to tell them, we have to educate them many times. Why don't you talk about mushrooms? People are lacking in these things, and it is a vegetarian source. Why, if we can have something which is vegetarian, why to go for non-veg food when people are looking forward for some alternatives for that? So there are tropical and some tropical. I told you less than 30% production is there. That's why, because of the demand. Although it has increased than earlier, there was only 20-25%. This has increased, and this is somewhat older data. Although it has gone up to 35%, and the world level production is of 40 metric tons. If you see, compare with the current production of India, there is only 0.23 metric tons of overall mushroom production in India, and the world production is 40 metric tons. So China is the leading producer, China is the leading consumer, China is the leading exporter. So why can't we go up to at that level? So we need to join our hands together and boost this industry, because this is the required industry, not only for us, for the whole world, to save our nature. As we know, we are moving towards a deadly phase. We know the climate changes this year. Summer winters came so late. Like we have started witnessing the conditions what the environment has started showing. We have to take some action. So this is the way we can do, or we can contribute at least something to the environment. So crop residues in India are 700 metric tons. So why to get it being burnt and thrown away? Let us use it. Let us convert it into healthy food and eradicate also the malnutrition issues from our country and the whole world as well. So the residues utilized is only 0.06% QC. Only 0.06% of this crop residue is being utilized in our country. So there is so much scope in this industry to work on. And if we see the consumption rate of per capita per person In India, it is only 0.15 kilogram, and if we compare it with the world, it is 5 kilograms. So see you how much difference is there. When will we start understanding the importance of consuming and growing mushrooms? So we all have to be aware and keep on working towards this direction. So higher, like if we see there is higher productivity in mushrooms due to vertical farming. Because if we compare it with other farmings now, we can see that in this that mushrooms are having highest production because it can be grown in a small area in a simple room. It is an indoor cultivation. Like many people call me and ask, like, I am having this much acres of land, I can grow this much of mushroom. So I have to tell them every time it has to be grown in a closed place, because you need to maintain the temperature and the humidity in the conditions required for a specific variety as required. But it is good also because farmers, when they are growing in the field, whatever food they are producing, the grains and all, they are always dependent on the nature 100%. Like if there is more rain, there is loss. If there is less rain, there is loss. If there is the shift of the climatic conditions, there is loss. But here the things are somewhat under control. If you are not investing a lot, then also if you are growing in a room, you are having a hut also, seasonal farming you can do. If you are having a pakka room, then you can grow mushrooms around the year. You can change the variety and keep on growing mushroom. Not only grow it for business entrepreneurship purpose, you can grow it for yourself. You don't need a full room for that. You need a simple space. You need a small space for growing mushrooms. I'm not talking about button mushrooms. I'm talking about the other varieties because that can be done at home very easily. So here, if we see the production of wheat is 3 hectare per ton, and rice 4.5, fruits 14.5, and vegetables is 70. So if we can grow mushrooms, it can be grown up to this much big level. And if we compare it as a protein producer, so mushroom average yield in tons per hectare of land is, when we talk about the dry weight, it is 40. And average number of days for crop production is 365 days. And average protein content is 30%. And protein, if we compare it per hectare per day, then it becomes 32.88. So protein relative to mushroom is 100. So here, if we compare it with the soya bean, because it needs a big land, water is required, the conditions are required, it takes more time. So in 120 days, like we are producing 3.6 per hectare per day of protein from soya bean, and from pulses 1.52, from wheat 2.52. So I just want to conclude from this that protein mushrooms are the highest protein producer because in a limited space, limited because in the coming time we will be lacking with the soil, we will be lacking with the land, we will be lacking with the water, and we will be lacking with the conditions, the climatic conditions. So mushroom is the coming superfood and the future food. It is the need of the hour. It is not only like that, like we should be we are saying that we want to grow mushroom for to eradicate malnutrition, we want to grow mushroom for to solve the problem of pollution, but also it is the need of the hour. If you will not learn growing mushroom, like you will be lacking in the healthy protein and healthy foods, because that is why this year millet year was there, because millets can be grown in very less water. So millet was neglected for so many years, and recently it has been given importance because we are now lacking with the water and the ground. These kind of crops and food are the future foods, because these are to be grown now, because we have to think. And this is not the matter of just simple discussions nowadays, because now practically we have to start doing and thinking about our nature and the environment and come up with some solutions, not only talking about the problems. So I am always interested in talking about the solutions instead of always talking about the problems. Although if problem is there, then only we can find the solution. But not only, we should always focusing and discussing, creating, making conferences and discussions always about the problems. we have to reach some conclusion out of that, and we have to act on it. This is the time to act. So if we see that in India, value at present is what it was in China in 1980. The relative contribution of China to world mushroom production. So you can see this data that in China, it has gone this much. The red area you can see, and the rest world is 13% only. So China has gone so far. 2014, they are producing 37 metric tons, 3 times of what we produce now, 3 times more than what we produce now in India. So we have to run very fast. So what is the scope in mushroom field? There are so many varieties, and I told you that many of maybe although very much aware about this, that mushroom is a fungus. And when I say to some of my customers that mushroom is a fungus, they start saying, "Oh my God, fungus! You are telling us to eat fungi. You want us to हम पपून खाएंगे क्या?" So at that time, I have to tell them, you are already eating it in your daily diet. You know, are you eating? Are you consuming idlis? Are you consuming the fermented food, the bread, and you whatever like immersive, the fermented food you are consuming? There is yeast in that, and yeast is a fungus. So you are already consuming it. You are not knowing because these things are traditional. So the knowledge is like carried over to next generation, it is transferred, and we are not interested to know the science behind that and the what things. And like in curd, you are eating the live microorganisms, you are live eating live bacteria. So they say, no, we are eating the fresh one. You eat fresh or the old one, it is always there. Like without bacteria, curd cannot be made from milk. So like we have to tell those people, like what I think personally, that the coming generation is more open to learn and accept new things. It is difficult to teach the old people, like what I have experienced personally, like they say हमारे यहाँ नहीं चलता, as if it is a meat. So we need to tell, although जब उनको कुछ problem होता है, at that time they are ready to eat non-veg food also, because vitamin D3 capsules what you are consuming is D3 means it is made from animal source only. So when we talk about D2, it is made from vegetarian source. So mushrooms prepare vitamin D2, not vitamin D3, because it is having ergosterol, just like skin, which is having cholesterol, and when we go to sun, it gets converted into vitamin D3. In any animal, it is being converted into D3, but in the plants and fungi, it is being converted into vitamin D2, because ergosterol is there, which gets converted into vitamin D2. Hope I am not very fast and you people are not getting bored. I am able to relate and convey my message, whatever I am thinking of. If in the meanwhile also, if someone has any question, like I also feel somewhat interacted. If you are interested to ask any questions about that, or should I carry on? Am I audible, na?
Excuse me, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, you are audible. I had requested the participants to put their questions in the chat so that we can take up the questions at the end of the session, ma'am.
Okay, that will be fine.
Yes,
okay.
Okay.
Sometimes like I feel that whether they are listening or not, I feel like okay.
Yeah, in case anyone here, if you like online or offline, if anyone want to ask any question right now, ma'am has given you a moment to ask questions.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Any burning questions anyone would like to ask right now? Anybody? No, ma'am. They are listening.
At last we can take, no issues.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. So, if we see how many fungi are there on the, or mushrooms are there on the whole earth, we see that 1.5 million estimated fungi are there on the earth, and out of that, 1,40,000 are considered to be mushrooms. Like they may be mushrooms, they are not properly explored well. So out of the explored one, only 14,000 have been reported as mushrooms. And out of 14,000, 3,000 are considered as prime edible. You see that out of 14,000, only 3,000 are considered as prime edible varieties of mushrooms. So out of 3,000 prime edible, 200 are cultivated experimentally. Means we can say artificial cultivation or we can say cultivation of mushrooms. So at the world level, around 200 species are being cultivated, and out of that 200, we can say six are being produced on industrial scale, and overall 1,10,000 fungi are reported already. Out of that 1,10,000, 14,000 are mushrooms only. Okay, so this is such a wide field. You can see that 1,40,000 are considered to be mushrooms. So there is so much untouched or unexplored area. People are still learning and exploring, like to prove that what varieties are mushrooms and which are edible, which are non-edible, like which are safe to eat, and if it is not safe, what other applications could be. Because when we say about plants also, that if there is not application in consumption or they are not edible, there is some other, some other application will be there. Either there will be medicinal importance of the plant, either it could be used for some culinary non-culinary purposes, or for some research purposes, some medicinal purposes. Still they are having some applications. So some treatments also are being done by mushrooms and plants. So like we say, I will show you in the coming slide what I'm talking about. These are some of the varieties, although I have not added all the pictures. Few varieties pictures I have added here, just to show that when we talk about mushrooms, people think or they have a picture in their mind that only umbrella shaped picture. So when we say mushrooms, immediately if I give a copy to any kid and I will tell to draw mushroom, they will draw this one, this orange one, Amanita muscaria. So this dotted one. So this is the basically poisonous variety of mushroom which we don't know. Like many of us are not aware about that, and but still, I told you that if it is poisonous, if it is not edible, still there are some applications. So these mushrooms are also being used as a biopesticide, and nowadays some psilocybe mushrooms which were earlier considered as poisonous, and US government had put a ban over that. Now the ban is removed and they are considered as a high dose of drugs in the cases of depression treatment and all. Just like if you consume 100 number of pills at a time, it will be deadly for you, na? So it is having high dosages. So if you use low dose, it will be used for some treatment purposes, or different kind of applications are there. So this one is also being used for biopesticide purpose, and other applications, as I told, are also there. Now, if we see this image towards the left, Ganoderma lucidium, this mushroom people are seeing when they are going through some, like during the rainy season. If you go into the forest or some areas which are not much interfered by the humans, at that place you will see some old trees which are having these kind of mushrooms on them. So these mushrooms are Ganoderma lucidium, and we say it, in China it is called as reishi mushroom, and this is having a very important medicinal property, and this is found to be having boosting immunity booster, and this is the reason it is being used in the cancer treatment and AIDS, HIV, hepatitis, this kind of diseases. So this extracts are being taken out, and the recommended dosages are being used. Also, if you explore through the net, you will see that there is a company known as DXN in Malaysia. They are manufacturing top head to toe products from this Ganoderma, like shampoo to toothpaste to everything, tea, coffee, everything they are making out of this Ganoderma. So this is such a huge industry. There is so much potential if anyone wants to come up or do something in this field. And they not only for entrepreneurship but also for application part I'm talking about. This has a huge potential and it is an unexplored field. very less explored field, I must say. And if you see this one, Cordyceps militaris. Cordyceps militaris, earlier it was not being cultivated in the laboratory, and therefore it was being harvested from very high mountains and all. So it was very risky for the life, and it is known as Yarta Gumba in China. And this Cordyceps militaris is also completely medicinal mushroom. It is a parasitic variety. It grows on some insects, and it takes over its body, and it forces it to go at the topmost part of the mountain, and from there it spreads its spores. Every living being want to have its next generation transferred more and more places. So with that aim, it makes that it becomes like a zombie. That animal becomes like a zombie, and then it guides that animal to go to the topmost, and then this mushroom grows out of that animal, that insect body, and then the spores are released to maximum areas through this. The spores will be released so that more and more spread of this variety will be there. So this at that time it was very expensive when the artificial cultivation technology of Cordyceps militaris was not developed. But nowadays in the laboratory there are many modes in which vegetarian method is also there. Earlier only through insect it was being cultivated. As you know that we mimic the nature always. When we grow something, when we develop some technique, we always follow the nature. We need to mimic the nature, how the things are growing in nature, how much water is required, what kind of temperature, what kind of conditions are required. We always see the nature, and we try to mimic those things, and we try to grow those things artificially. So in this case, in the case of Cordyceps militaris also, it was being done the same way, but later on some media and formulations are being developed which are non-insect based, and now they are vegetarian also. And towards the right side you see this Morcella esculenta. This variety in Hindi we say guchi mushroom, and this is also, you can find many Sanjeev Kapoor's recipes about this mushroom. He is using it in the biryanis, in the soups, and in many other recipes, and mostly in Kashmir and like hilly areas only it is found, in cold regions also, and even sometimes it is found in Rajasthan also, in our country I'm talking about. So if it's people used to go for mushroom hunting, and they used to find this mushroom earlier. At that time also, this mushroom was not being cultivated artificially. Only China was initially committing that they have developed the technology to grow these mushrooms artificially, but nowadays in India also it has started it started to cultivate these mushrooms artificially. Now we move forward, and these all what are three mushrooms I showed you just now: Ganoderma, Cordyceps, Morels. These are very expensive mushrooms. Morels is the common name for Morcella esculenta. And if we talk about moving towards the right side, if we see the Lantulina idodes, this mushroom is known as commonly shiitake. Shiitake is the common name of this mushroom. This is a Japanese mushroom basically, and it is having a very high nutritional profile. Although I will tell you at last about the oyster mushroom. It can be this shiitake mushroom can be consumed in the dehydrated form also. Just like oyster mushrooms and some other varieties which are being dehydrated. I showed in my product list also that we are dehydrating the mushroom. So just like that, this one is also dehydrated, but this is very rich in other nutrients like vitamin B12, which is having a very good quantity. It is there are many different strains of this specific shiitake mushroom, which are developed in that way that they are having more nutritional potential, so that it can meet your RDA. Okay, so but it has to be grown on sawdust. Okay, like not only agri waste, although there are some strains or species which are being developed to grow on agri waste, still the production will be very less. That's why these become expensive, because it takes a lot of time. There is more technology which has to be adopted in cultivating shiitake, and this is a winter variety, and also you have to grow it mostly on the sawdust, लकड़ी का जो बुरादा होता है, hardwood sawdust, and also it's some countries and even India also, they are growing on the logs, the old tree logs. They cut it and they insert the spawn, the seeds of mushroom inside that. Although it takes a lot of time, but it keeps on giving fruiting for long time. And also you can compare it with somewhat with wild variety, but this one that you have inoculated this, so it is a safer variety to consume. And always remember, as I'm showing the pictures of these mushrooms, if you see on any trees or on any farms, it is not recommended to consume any mushroom, because you need to get it tested in the laboratory, because many wild varieties which are poisonous, which looks very, very much similar to the edible varieties. So still, you need a taxonomist who is having a very proper understanding and knowledge of identifying mushrooms physically, if you want to consume it. And also there is requirement of testing it at the laboratory, but still during my sessions and all, when we conduct, and people are coming from different background, different places, many visitors are from tribal place also. They told us that they are consuming many wild varieties, and they have some standardized protocols to find out whether, like, without the laboratory, you say that there are some protocols through which they are able to confirm that this variety is safe or poisonous or non-poisonous. And when they commit some mistakes, there will be some food poisoning problem will be there. So it is always suggested not to consume mushroom. If you see from wild, only consume the mushrooms which are grown by you. You can purchase it from some malls or market, or from some spawn you have grown it. Okay, and this is the variety Hericium erinaceus. This is known as lion's mane or monkey's mane. ये एकदम शेर की दाढ़ी या बंदर की दाढ़ी के नाम से भी जाना जाता है, because its shape is like that. And this is not only medicinal, this is also culinary mushroom. It can be used in fruits and kitchen purpose, edible purposes also. But this is a very, very important mushroom for brain, healthy brain. And nowadays people are moving towards this mushroom consumption and production also, because this is slowly, gradually creating a good market, not only in India, and not only out of India but also in India. So this is known as brains mushroom, and so many research papers are also there. If you go through the this research papers and all, you will come to know the great benefits of this mushroom. It has the capacity to treat some neurological diseases, Alzheimer's also. So this is very good for brain. So people are very much searching and ready to explore this mushroom, because it can be included in diet on daily basis. So let food be your medicine. I am again telling again and again the same thing. And this variety also is there. You see this Panlus typicus. This is a bioluminescent mushroom which glow in the dark, and it has also been reported in India several times. This glows in dark, and we can compare it with the old jadi booties, and which were mentioned in our ancient literatures and all. Because in Charak Samhita and in many old ancient Indian books, it has been mentioned the many mushrooms are known as somras. So we can, like, many data is lost. There is a gap of knowledge during this period, when we lost most of our data, the Vedic literatures and all. And mushroom is not a new thing. That's why we say that to bring tradition scientifically, because this is not a new thing. This is a very old thing. And when we talk about some jadi booties and all, herbs and all, so mushroom has also been mentioned and prescribed in many of the Ayurvedic literatures. Okay, so this is the way I'm telling you about this variety. This is oyster mushroom. This can be, like, this is a tropical variety, as I showed you in the previous slide, that approximately 30% production is of that's the tropical and subtropical varieties. So as per the Indian climatic conditions, this mushroom is very much suitable, but still it is still looking forward for Indians to accept it and to consider it as a mushroom, because many people are not knowing about this, that this is a mushroom. They consider, like, when some growers go to the market, they say no, we know only that button mushroom only. So this is our duty, like to bring this mushroom to the market and create more and more awareness, because this is the mushroom which can be grown directly on agriculture waste. So as more and more agriculture waste can be utilized, and this is also the benefit that this whole fruit body can be dehydrated very easily. And the other benefit is that it can be grown with very less investment. You can see in this structure also that there is only simple soil base is there. Simple bags are hanged through the ropes, and these bags are made up of agriculture waste. Over that, spawning is done. Spawning, what I told you that the spawn is the seed of the mushroom. It is inoculated into that, and we do the incubation. We maintain the conditions in a dark room, and we give the appropriate fruiting conditions later on. Then in the same place you can grow in a 100 square feet area, you can grow approximately 80 to 90 kg of mushrooms. That is through vertical farming and soilless farming. You don't need any special soil material or any some big investment. For farmers, for some farmers, those who are growing wheat or some doing the farming of soya bean and different kind of other agriculture waste, they are having this waste free in their hand. And as our Prime Minister Modi ji's vision is to double the income of farmers. So this will also play a very important role in that, because if farmers will get some income from waste, what they are generating, then definitely this vision can be achieved. So you can see that these fruit bodies are there coming out from side of the bags. Simply we hang the mushroom. We hang the agriculture waste. We put the agriculture waste into poly bags. We add the spawn, the seeds of the mushroom. Although the agri waste what we are utilizing has to be pre-treated, like it has to be sterilized or pasteurized. Like all the microorganisms which are already present in that, it has to be killed or removed. After that, we need to add our desired spawn into that, and then that condition what is required to grow that particular variety of mushroom is provided. Or you can say you don't need to maintain a very strict kind of condition, only the natural conditions which are already there in India from the month of July to March, month of March. Come the whole year, oyster mushroom cultivation can be done from July next year March, up to March, okay, or February end. You can easily grow any variety of oyster mushroom. Although there are different variety, approximately 12 to 13 varieties. In India, we are mostly using 5 to 6 varieties. Different colors are there. I will show you in the coming slide of oyster mushroom. Like here, people ask me many times, like when you prepare the spawn, do you add some color to it? Like I have to explain them, no, we don't add any color. Like the roses are having so many colors, na? Similarly, oyster mushroom is also having so many colors, and this is the only mushroom which is having so many colored varieties and species in this. Other mushrooms, like if we talk about button mushroom, if we talk about shiitake mushroom, if we talk about any other mushroom, there are not much color variant available. Yeah, only in case of oyster mushroom, there are so many colored varieties are there. And when we say about colored varieties, it is always there. Like when more antioxidants and different other biomolecule properties will be there in additional when there are colored varieties of mushroom. Okay, so when these bags are hanged in the room, so it takes around 15 to 20 days to make them white through mycelium. These bags become more than 50% white. We make a cut, side cut, from where you can see the fruiting is coming. No? That place cuts are made through blade or some knife, and then we provide some moisture in the room through spraying water and all, and you provide the light, you provide some proper aeration and all, and then this bag will start fruiting. This kind of fruiting, enormous quantity of mushroom can be grown in this small place. High protein producer, as I told. So these are the different species of oyster mushroom. Only 5 I have shown here, which are more popular in our country. And in Madhya Pradesh, mostly this white one is more popular. Nowadays, people have started demanding for this pink variety, this grey Kajor Kaju, Platus ostratus, Blue Oyster, and Hexizygus salmarius. Citrinocletus, this is the yellow variety. This is grown only in winter, 20 to 23-degree temperature is required. So you can plan for seasonal farming of oyster mushroom. And if you want to go for summer cultivation also, there is another variety that is milky mushroom. I have shown the slide. I will just go up and I will show you with this milky mushroom, Calocybe indica. Indica means it is an Indian strain, and it was reported first time in Tamil Nadu Agriculture University. I will show you just a minute. The one I had shown with the spawn, this packet, the seeds of the mushroom. Yeah. This one. This is Calocybe indica. This is milky mushroom. This can be grown in summer. This is a summer variety. So easily from 28 to 35-degree temperature, you can grow this mushroom. Just a minute, I will go back. Okay, so these are the different varieties of oyster mushroom, and here you can see in this table what are the commonly cultivated edible mushrooms in India. So this is the oyster which I showed you just now. It is also known as dhingri in Hindi, and the scientific name is Pleurotus is the genus. And as I told, there are so many colored varieties. So the white one is Florida, Pleurotus florida. The gray one is Pleurotus kaju. So there are the different kind of temperatures like required. Like for incubation, you need a little bit higher side temperature, and while fruiting, you need to reduce the temperature. Okay, so 25 to 30 degree is desired to run the spawn, to run the mycelium or that white fungus material over that agri waste under the dark room conditions. At that time, that agri waste bag becomes white, and then you need to reduce the temperature, create the conditions just like rainy season, then you can have the mushrooms out of your bag. Okay, and it can be grown on the wheat straw, on the paddy straw, on the mustard straw, on sawdust, on any kind of agri waste you can grow oyster mushrooms. Okay, even on flour waste also. But you have to, like, if you want to increase the production, you just need to supplement it with some supplements. Okay, here is button mushroom. This mushroom is very much popular. Everyone knows and consumes this mushroom more, and it's known as khumbi mushroom. We call it khumbi in Hindi, and the scientific name is Agaricus bisporus. Also, there are some other strains and species also, portobello, crimini, like that. But in India, this white button mushroom is more famous. So the temperature conditions for maintaining the incubation conditions is 20 to 25 degree, and for fruiting stage, when you enter in the fruiting, it is 14 to 18 degrees. So if you want to go for seasonal cultivation of button mushroom, like this is the season. Currently, button mushroom season is going on. It starts in September, because from November, if you want, because the only drawback here is that you need a compost to grow button mushroom. This is the only mushroom for which you need compost, खाद बनाने की जरूरत पड़ती है. So there is a proper formulation and different methods are there for preparing compost. Different kind of techniques are standardized: low budget, high budget, medium budget, that can be planned, and as per that you can get the production. Although production is less, making compost and growing button mushroom is somewhat not cost effective as compared to oyster mushroom, because you need more investment, and as this is a winter variety, so you need to have good conditions to maintain the conditions for growing button mushroom. As I told you that you can grow it in the seasonal season. You can say seasonal cultivation from the month of September. September 15th, you start preparing the compost. 15 to 20 days, the compost will be ready. Then by the month of November, you can start growing button mushroom. But if you want to grow it round the year, you need to have a proper industrial setup, that is control unit. Okay, so here the food to grow button mushroom is compost, and it is containing so many other different kind of ingredients. Also, the base ingredient is agri waste only. maybe wheat straw. Yes, now I remember that name. Mustard straw is known as sarson ki tudi. Punjab and Haryana they say sarson ki tudi. Okay, so that they are also they are using that also. Paddy straw is being used, wheat straw is being used. So these all can be used for button mushroom cultivation also, but it has to be composted. It has to be degraded. Like button mushroom cannot degrade the agri waste on its own. So you need to prepare the compost, which is the ready to eat food for the button mushroom cultivation. I hope I am clear. And now comes the summer variety. I'm telling you all these varieties because so that you can, if you are interested, you can plan as per the season. So this milky mushroom is known as dudhia in Hindi. You can see the image here. It looks like this. And Psilocybe indica is the scientific name of this mushroom. And the temperature conditions required for this mushroom is 25 to 30 degree, and maximum up to 35 degree you can get the fruiting. And summer is the favorite season for this, and you can grow it either on wheat straw, paddy straw, mustard straw, any kind of agri waste. Okay, and here comes paddy straw. This is very rarely known by people. This mushroom, these people mostly popular in West Bengal and Odisha. So this is also one of the summer variety, but as the name suggests, it is known as paddy straw in English and in Hindi pual or parali. That means it is mainly cultivated on the rice waste only. Okay, so paddy straw, parali or pual. So this has to be, so as you know that in West Bengal and Odisha, their humid conditions are there and they are consuming more rice, so they are having more waste of rice, so they can easily grow the paddy straw mushroom. Although I would like to highlight here that this mushroom is having the lowest shelf life. The fresh mushroom shelf life is hardly 6 hours. Once the cap is opened, it is like people don't prefer consuming this mushroom. So the in this picture you can see the cap is closed. But once cap is open, like in case of button mushroom also you can see the cap is closed. In milky mushroom also cap is closed. But once they lose the market value once the cap is open. Okay, so every mushroom has this like you know that the shelf life is very less. Although milky mushroom is having the highest shelf life. This one, Psilocybe indica. Okay, so these are some of the colored varieties we grew this season. During the holy season, we released this video and poster also. And you can see this is Citronopalatus of Betty. This is Sajor Kaju. This is Pink Oyster. It is known as Jammer. And this is Plutus Florida. And this is the spawn we manufacture in our laboratory, and this is the yellow oyster which is coming out of the bag, or we you can search it with the name of golden oyster also. This is a winter variety of oyster mushrooms. Okay, so these slides are somewhat moved here and there. So mushrooms are very much useful for health and also for the wealth. So mushrooms can heal people and mushrooms can heal our planet as well. So as said by Paul Stamets. So health, how health, like high nutritional value, high medicinal value, they are probiotic in nature, and they are good for diabetics. It helps in losing weight. It helps in boosting your immunity. So they are good for the health. And how wealth can be generated from mushrooms. Like if someone is interested in their own entrepreneurship, they can have self-employment through mushroom cultivation. Like for farmers also, the female farmers are there in their houses after finishing of their work. They are having enough time and they are having enough agri waste. So the female farmers can produce mushroom. They can cultivate mushrooms, and if there is any loss in the field, open field through other produce, it can be compensated also through mushroom cultivation. But still here they need the marketing support. If we will not eat mushroom as I had shown in the picture, what is the scenario of mushroom cultivation in India? How come the mushroom market will be created and how come we will be healthy and wealthy? Okay, so low cost production, mushroom can be, especially oyster mushroom can be produced in a very low cost and low budget. You don't need to prepare any compost. In case of button mushroom, when you grow, but prepare the compost, it takes around 15 to 20 days of time in preparing compost in case of button mushroom. And in that period of time, if you compare it with the oyster mushroom, as you had seen in the picture, the hanging bags are there. Within 20 days or 21 days, they will start fruiting. That means if you compare it with the duration in which compost is prepared for button mushroom cultivation, within that time you will be having oyster mushrooms in your fruit bodies in your hand. So obviously this is low cost production. You don't need to have a very big infrastructure and very big investment for preparing the compost, and other things are not required for cultivation of oyster mushroom also and milky mushroom also. And milky mushroom is a Indian mushroom. We are like more interested to promote oyster and milky mushrooms so that more farmers consume more and more agri waste, and more mushroom can be dehydrated and supplied in the powder form so that we can help eradicate malnutrition as well. So it also helps in generating more income. Low illness rate will be there if mushroom is consumed, so your wealth will be saved indirectly. SMS means spent mushroom substrate. Whatever mushroom is grown after that, whatever waste is left behind, that is known as spent mushroom substrate. Like if you see, you had seen in the bags, the mushroom was harvested from them, and we harvest mushroom 3 times from that bag at the interval of 10 days every time. So every 10 days, like if I tell about oyster mushroom, it will be a total 45 days cycle, like 15 days of incubation, and then after that, if you convert the maintain the conditions for fruiting, then it within 10 days you will get fruiting. So 20 days, 10 days plus 10 days plus 10 days, that means total 45 days. See, at every 10 days gap you will get the mushroom. Although production will be reduced gradually, first production will be highest, second will be lower, and the third will be lowest. So you if you like calculate, you will be getting more production as compared to other varieties in case of oyster mushroom. So it is a very good option or alternative to, like हींग लगे ना फिर करी वाला. You can get more and more out of the waste. So so spent mushroom substrate, whatever waste is left behind after harvesting the mushroom, it is also having so many applications. Like you can generate money, you can have income from that waste also. Like it can be used in vermi composting. It can be used in the soil. It can be mixed with the land where you have to do the farming. You want to grow some crops, and in that soil, if you mix this waste, it will make it more rich because it is already degraded by mushrooms, and it is providing more minerals and nutrients to the soil. So it helps in organic farming. And besides that, it is also being consumed. If you have grown the mushrooms through organic mode, then you can give this spent mushroom substrate to the animal feed, because we know that we give the straw, wheat straw and all, to the in the animal feed. So the pellets can be given, or directly it can be mixed with the wheat straw or with of the animal food. So it has, there are so many research papers being published which says that animal milk yield is improved through if they have consumed SMS, spent mushroom substrate. So there are so many applications of this SMS also, and ultimately, as we are converting agriculture waste, utilizing it for cultivating mushrooms and generating health and wealth from that. So definitely, it is helpful for us and the whole world and country. So here we say that there are anti-carcinogenic, anti-inflammatory action of Pleurotus florida, Pleurotus sajor which are two Indian common varieties of oyster mushrooms. I went through some research papers which says that Pleurotus florida and sajor are very much helpful in preventing cancer, and they have anti-inflammatory action. So this is my daughter, and there is one more future scope in this industry, that the mycelium I told, the white part, the fungus part, the this white part of bags, this mycelium can be used directly. Nowadays, out of India, they are not going to fruiting stage. They are developing the techniques to grow more and more mycelium, and they are dehydrating it directly, because as you go more deeper, you will be finding that there are many important biomolecules and many important enzymes and many there is more protein in that mycelium part. So now scientists or the researchers are more interested directly into the mycelium based products, because they are very much rich, and as you can see that beta glucan, lanthaniline, and then cordyceps, ergosterol, cyanidaric acid. These all, once you grow mushroom, then you have to harvest it, extract from that. So they are skipping that part. They're directly going to the mycelium based technology, and they are harvesting the mycelium to extract these kind of important biomolecules out of that. And they have such enormous applications. They are used as a dietary supplement. They are used as functional food. They are used in drug formulations, and it all helps in boosting immune system and healing of damaged liver, and bringing it back to the normal conditions. These studies are undergoing, and already there are many products online which are made of mycelium, and they are available in the market online through Amazon and other. This is one more very nice application of this mushroom, that if again this mycelium part. So you can see that the comparison, this research is going on. This is a vegan meat, vegetarian meat. In World Food India, I had visited one stall there. They were marketing for a product for vegan, vegetarian chicken, that kind of product. That means people are looking for some alternative to non-veg, but they want that taste and that texture in place of that. So that's why many industries are now focusing on this direction, and they are like working to develop such kind of products. As you know that there are many burgers, beef based burgers are there. So nowadays, in this through this mycelium based, you can see in this picture that this is all mycelium which is grown on some substrate, and then this just looks like you can say paneer and all, and cheese. So it can be cut, and that is being roasted, or just like a piece of meat, they are being replaced. So this is a vegan substitute of meat. So that's it. And also, microchemical analysis and activities from various mushrooms have been studied. Therefore, this has many applications in not only in food, but also pharma industries, cosmetic industries. So you can go through this list. This is such a big list, and each and every mushroom species is having a specific biomolecule which has some industrial and commercial application. So instead of going for production of harmful chemicals and all, it can be harvested through mushroom or mycelium, and can be replaced very easily. So this is all about our work, and this is what the future, and this is all about mushroom industry, what's going on in that field. Now I am very much thankful for providing me this opportunity, and now I'm open for the questions. If someone is interested to ask.
Thank you, Dr. Pooja Pandey, ma'am, for such an inspirational talk about your entrepreneurship journey. It was really a wonderful knowledge sharing session where you had explained well about mushroom technology. Now the session is open for question and answer, as ma'am had mentioned already. Those of you who are online, you can put the questions through the chat box, or you can raise your hand so that we can unmute you, and you can ask the question straight away. Among the audience who are here offline, if you have any questions, you can join up here. Come on. Anyone?
Students, question
They seem to be shy in the morning. Yeah, please.
Okay.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, my name is Roshni. My question to you is,
Just a minute, there was some link. Can you please repeat? Good morning. Yes.
good morning, ma'am. My name is Roshni. My question to you is that, ma'am, you told that you're making powder out of mushroom.
Hmm.
That is definitely made in a large scale. So, what all are the processing steps you do in order to make sure that there are no microbes present in it?
For microbial test, when you go for large scale, na, at that time the dehydration has to be done inside the dehydrator. So already when you dehydrate the mushrooms in the dehydrator, so you are avoiding the exposure with the microorganisms. And also after that, na, we try to expose it with the UV. Okay, and if you will go through some research papers, you will come to know that when mushrooms are exposed with the UV, then they also helps in boosting vitamin D synthesis in that.
Ma'am, another question. Ma'am, you told so more is there, that product. How do we
Some
access it?
yes, yes.
Yeah. How do we access it? It's not there in the market. How do we buy it?
Yeah, it's available on our website right now. You can purchase from our website, and very soon, within 2 months, it will be there on Amazon and on Flipkart also.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Dr. Arpit. I want to ask one question. Your product SOMO, have you
Yes.
done the testing of this SOMO?
Yes, nutritional profile has been done. Yes.
Okay, where have you done? From where have you done this nutrition
It
profile?
is a laboratory, FSSAI approved laboratory is required for testing. So it has to be NABL certified, and FSSAI approved laboratory is there in Indore itself. The testing is done from there itself.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ma'am, I would like to ask you a couple of questions, in fact.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am.
The first question is, we have BTech Food Technology, BTech Biotechnology, MSc Biotechnology, MTech Biotechnology, and MSc Food Technology students in our university. So this is on behalf of them, I'm asking the questions. One is, what is the possibility of 1 month training? Uh, 1 month
Training?
training for mushroom technology for these students. Is it possible to join you for that?
Yeah, it is possible, definitely.
Okay, and the second question is whether there is a feasibility for joining you for 6 months dissertation as well, because you
Yes,
have so much of
yes,
project which is which can be a new technology as well if they
yes,
research a bit more.
yes,
So,
yes.
so I was wondering, so both possibilities are there.
Both possibilities are there. Recently, like we are having some students from Orissa University as well from January to June. So DY Patil also. They can also apply. Like as you are the HOD or Shweta ma'am are the HOD, we need the recommendation letter for the students only. That is the thing required. Although we charge for it, there is a nominal fees for that because there are some expenses in the laboratory that can be discussed.
Yeah, well,
About
that is absolutely understandable because even
it.
PSIR laboratories charge when they
Yeah,
offer training. So definitely
yeah.
the money will be involved when they have to utilize the facilities and as well
Yes,
as
yes,
the
yes.
chemicals.
Yeah, but if the number of students are more, we try to charge as less as possible.
Okay, ma'am, that's so wonderful and really happy to know that you are the torchbearer of mushroom technology in India, and you try to make it so vast so that everyone can be benefited.
Yes.
What about your hand holding with universities in terms of awareness, creating awareness about this technology?
Yeah, some universities have recently approached us for MOUs recently. Like Sage University is there in Indore, and two more Acropolis. Like they are approaching us to get MOU with them for the students. So that is the way like we are planning for these kind of things, because students are the best mode to create awareness, and like they will be so much energetic that wherever they go they will be talking about this. Even
Yes.
in my experience, like last year dissertation students were there. There many of them were Jain, and in their family they were like parents were not ready to eat mushrooms. and they had so many problems related to the health, which was very easy to solve through mushrooms. So they convinced their parents. That's why I am very much happy to collaborate with the young minds because they have so much of energy that they do it in such a way that they are able to like make people understand the actual importance, and they are self convinced because when they work now,
Yes.
at that time they read the research papers, and
Yes.
that is not my knowledge. They see the research papers and then they are self convinced, then they are self convinced, and then they can convince anyone very easily. That's
Yes.
the thing. Yeah.
That is absolutely wonderful, ma'am. And one more thing, I think, which is a very big initiative from your end as an entrepreneur. I think this is one thing which we can, propagate all over India, because any part of India is suitable for mushroom cultivation. One thing.
Right, ma'am.
Second thing, the amount of investment required for cultivation is very, very less. So both
Yes.
ways, it is going to be one of the technologies which could be a real change maker of the country, and also it can be a breadwinner for many families as well. So,
Right, ma'am.
if I think the propagation is required, the knowledge sharing is required, and the awareness creation is the most important thing, as far as I understand from your talk. Uh,
Yes.
okay, okay, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now, I request Dr. Shweta Kulshresht, ma'am, to express our sincere gratitude to Dr. Pooja Pandey, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you, Pooja ma'am, for accepting our invitation and be here for
Thank you, ma'am.
sharing deliberations. Students learn about the mushroom cultivation technology, and which is the technology which is in demand actually for sustainable development. So it is the best topic to suited our theme, which is suited our theme, and the topic is also fitted with the theme of the training program. Thank you for providing the details of the processing of mushroom in the form of powder. Students also get some idea about the Somor, which is a new product for them. I think very soon, as you mentioned, it will be available in the market. And you have also explained the use of mushroom in making different types of products, especially which is derived from the mushroom cultivation waste, post cultivation waste, right? And
Right.
thank you for being here and enlightening our participants with the detailed description of the different types of mushroom, their context in the Indian perspective. Mushroom cultivation is very well explained in the terms of wealth and health. Thank you very much. Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you for providing me this wonderful opportunity to interact with young minds and you all.
Yeah, that's why I have invited you again so that our audience can get some knowledgeable
Right.
inputs.
Right,
Yeah,
ma'am. Right, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I would like to know one last thing before we end the session, ma'am. You must be traveling a lot, and whenever you get a chance to come to Jaipur, please do let us know a little bit in advance, maybe a day in advance, so that we can invite you in person to our campus, so that the
Sure,
students
sure.
can be benefited directly. Because when they see you interact with you, it will be much more, inspiration for them, so that
Yeah.
can do
Yeah.
and look forward to starting a business in this area.
Yeah, recently there was an such kind of startup meet in Pantnagar. So they created a special program for entrepreneurship for students, and
Yes,
they like brought invited us, and there were many other startups as well from different fields. So this you can also conduct such kind of event. That was really, I found it very much useful and interesting program because in our time it was not like that.
mhm.
So they get the direct interaction, like how to understand the journey of entrepreneurs, to see the products
Yes,
directly. So this can also be done in future if you plan such kind of event. We
yes,
will
ma'am.
definitely, yeah.
Okay, ma'am. We have an MIT incubation center, so we can
Okay,
collaborate through that. That will be, I think, the best way to do.
wonderful, wonderful, definitely, ma'am.
Okay,
Sure.
ma'am. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
Bye bye. Thank you for
thank you for your
being so
time.
patient. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Acha, actually, students and participants, online participants, इससे तो आवाज जा ही नहीं रही होगी ना? Online participants, there is information for you. You have to join the link for validatory session. which we have shared in the WhatsApp group. And please turn on your camera so that we can take the group photograph.
Everyone, please turn on your cameras for a group photo.
Please hold for a while because everyone is turning on. Please turn on your camera. इसका view change करो.
Everyone, please turn on your camera. You only see very less number of people turning on their camera. Yeah, not everyone is turning on their camera. Please turn on their cameras. Everyone, please turn on your cameras. And for your information, we have shared the feedback link in the chat as well as in the WhatsApp group. Kindly fill the feedback form. And we request all of you to join for our valedictory session, which we will be starting in a few minutes. And with the valedictory session link, not in this link was for the lectures or all the 5 days. Now we request all of you to join for the valedictory session as well. It will not be very long. Please do join us for the valedictory session. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you everyone for switching on your cameras. IT team, thank you for your kind support. And now I think we can end the session for this 5 days workshop and training. Thank you.